Hello, ghouls and boils. This is DadPooL's Discussions. I'm your one and only host, DadPooL, and happy Friday. We're here, October 6th. Wow, time is just flying. But yeah, we're here today to discuss one of the most divisive movies ever made. A movie that just caused such an uproar and a stir with fan bases in the horror genre. And yes, that movie to which I speak about is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Oh my. This movie. Gotta admit, when it first came out and I saw that first trailer, I thought at that point, me being only 6 years old at the time, and yes, my mom let me watch horror movies when I was a kid. Okay. I was so excited. And then I was confused because we're like, where's Michael? Isn't this a Halloween movie? Or are they just trolling us and they're just going to show Halloween trick or treating? Like, 6 years old, I didn't really understand it. As I got older, I appreciated this movie more and more as the years and decades went on. Now being 47, almost 48, this movie to me is one of the best in the franchise. And I know a lot of people will say, "DadPooL, what are you smoking? What are you on right now? Are you serious?" It doesn't even have Michael Myers. Well, kind of false. Like, Michael Myers does show up, but it's on a TV screen. It's in the bar when Dr. Chalice is in there. I'll get into the plot in a bit, and we'll touch on some production, some themes, the special effects. But yeah, in the bar, there's like a commercial for Halloween. So you do get some Michael Myers. You get a Michael Myers reference. It's not full-fledged Michael killing, but he's in the movie. He's in the movie. So again, we're gonna get into the plot really quick, and then I got a little treat for you for this movie, and then we'll get into the director, the background of the movie, why they deviated from Michael Myers, or what their plan was. So let's get into the plot. So the movie starts off. It's October 23rd, 1982, and we're in Northern California. It's where we meet Harry Grimbridge. He's holding on to a jack-o'-lantern Halloween mask, and he's pursued by mystery men in suits. He collapses at this auto garage shop of Walter Jones, who calls for help. Harry is then subsequently taken to the hospital and placed in the care of Dr. Daniel Chalice, which is Tom Atkins' character, and we'll touch on him in a bit. He's a doctor who has similar story in a lot of these horror movies. Horrible relationship with his ex-wife, has kids, is a boozer. Like, it's the common parents tropes of horror movies. There's always something going on. But later that night, while Harry is recovering in his hospital room, a mysterious man in a suit comes to his room and just brutally, when I say brutally, kills him, breaks like his nose into his skull, and you just hear that crackle. It's pretty vicious for not having a lot of blood. Um, Not as much blood as you would think from a regular kill from like Michael Myers when he slashes somebody. So the nurse is screaming, and the house. And why in horror movies are hospitals? What is wrong with security? Let me just before I continue. How come in horror movies anybody can walk into a hospital? I know it's the 80s, but even now, so hospitals have the worst security. It's unreal. But anyways, so the nurse is screaming for help. Dr. Chalice comes running. The guy in the suit walks right out. Just seems like he's almost in a zone. He's like zombie like, not to the point where dead, but just droning out. And it seems like he just has a mission. Goes to his car, proceeds to dump gasoline all on his face, and you know what's next? Boom, psh, lights himself on fire, blows up. Boom. So then we finally meet his daughter Ellie, and they talk about the suspicious events around her father's death. So then they decide on their own to investigate, and where they travel to? Santa Mira, California, a fictional town. But again, where did we see this town before? Day one of DadPooLoWeen. Invasions of the Body Snatchers. I'm not saying there's a connection, but I'm just saying Santa Mira is a pretty popular destination for some weird shit happening. But so they travel to Santa Mira, California, which is the hometown of Silver Shamrock Novelties. It's the factory, and they're the ones that made the Halloween mask that her father was so hell bent on not letting go of that night. So they get to a motel, and Daniel Chalice, Tom Atkins' character, finds out that Harry had indeed stayed at that hotel, which raised more curiosity of why was he holding this mask? Why was he doing business? Is there a connection? Did the Silver Shamrock have something to do with his murder? What's going on? Um, and there is some nefarious business going on with Silver Shamrock. One of the other patrons of the motel, who is has a mask, and she's in her room at like late at night. She's getting very curious about the mask. She notices there's like some type of chip or something inside the mask, and she's like screwing around with it with like a bobby pin or a hairpin or something like that. And all of a sudden, it activates something in a beam of light, like a laser, just shoof, goes right through her face, and boom, she's dead. Insects are coming out, which is foreshadowing for, you thought the opening death with Harry was gruesome and kind of visceral. Wait till you hear about the death of of the family. Um, yeah, that scene is really crazy. So she's dead. Daniel kind of overhears Cochran, who's the owner of the factory, and if you recognize him, he played the head boss in RoboCop, which I know came out later on. But if you go to revisit this at a later time, he was the RoboCop OCP guy, not Dick Jones. He was the actual owner. Um, so Daniel and Ellie head to the factory after they find out about this misfire. Ellie finds her father's car, which is guarded by more men in suits. And the men that we're talking about are, let's see, are these men right here? They're all dressed suits. It's like the Matrix of the 80s. It's yeah, Agent Smith all over again. And yeah, so they attempt to call the authorities, but the phones, you can't reach anybody by outside phones. So Ellie is eventually kidnapped, and then Daniel is kidnapped by the same men in suits, and they're revealed to be androids, robots that Cochrane had created. So Cochrane takes Daniel to the final processing control room. This is where he reveals his plan. This is where the family that had been there, there's a mother, the father, and the boy, the little bratty boy who just wanted to ride his bike, didn't worry about cars, getting hit by a car. So they're thinking they won, this big giveaway. They're gonna test something out. They're gonna they all get in this like little simulated like living room with no windows, and they think it's kind of odd. They put the boy puts his mask on. He's sitting in front of the TV, and what do we hear? We hear the Silver Shamrock song, and the boy is looking at the TV. You don't think of anything at first. You don't think anything's kind of strange, and all of a sudden, he starts grabbing at his head like this, and the mask is starting to melt away, just like kind of like adhere and almost suffocate him or kill him at the same time by whatever waves are being emitted from that microchip. So well, that's previews. That's when he's first watching it. Then it turns, the boy just falls over. So as the boy's falling over, all of a sudden the head kind of melts and out pops all kinds of bugs. Oh, crickets, roaches, centipedes, millipedes, snakes. It's just, if you thought the scene from Creepshow about the hypochondriac guy, or the sanitary guy who we wanted to keep things clean, you thought that cockroach scene was bad. I think this trumps it 1,000 times. But sound up, let me know what you thought about this scene. So cockroaches are coming out, all the bugs are coming out, snakes coming out. The mom just passes out from sheer horror. She's down on the ground. The father's trying to break out the door, and boom, he gets bit by a snake. He goes down, and they all succumb to the insects and snakes. And meanwhile, the Cochrane and Dr. Chalice are all watching this on a big screen. So then now Cochrane locks up Daniel in a room, explains that he's planning to resurrect ancient rituals from his native Celtic lands by sacrificing children. Again, put on this mask by using little pieces of Stonehenge. Pretty interesting. So Daniel eventually escapes from, of course, he escaped from his cherries, handcuffed up, and he's sitting in front of the TV. He has a skeleton mask on, I believe. So he escapes, rescues Ellie, sneaks into the control room, activates the commercials on the screen, and then he pours a whole bunch of medallions from the ceiling, killing everyone. Then the Stonehenge remnants kills Cochrane in like a massive explosion. A really cool death scene. Uh, Fire destroys the factory. The factory is destroyed. And as they flee, Dr. Chalice is attacked by Ellie, who turns out to be an android replacement, which he destroys her after. Then he flees. He's running on foot to Walter's shop, who we saw in the opening of the movie, where Harry went, and with the iconic scene where he's trying to get a hold of all the networks to stop the commercial. He got through to 2 networks to successfully stop it. Fails on the 3rd while pleading stop, stop, stop it, stop it. So yeah, that's the movie. Again, when I saw this at 6 years old, I admit I was a little disappointed. I thought the masks were cool though. I was always a masks kid, so I would always want to have the coolest mask. And me and my mom love celebrating Halloween. That's one holiday that we hold dear. So that's what makes this month even more special for me. For the simple fact of this is my mom's year. This is our time, and she fortunately she's no longer with us. But yeah. So let's talk about why this film was made, the reason for it deviating from Michael Myers, and then we'll touch on some future content, and then we'll wrap this up. So, Season of the Witch was conceived as an attempt to turn the Halloween franchise into an anthology series, where each installment would feature a different Halloween-themed story. John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, who were involved in the first 2 Halloween films, wanted to move away from the Michael Myers storyline and explore new ideas. So that's when this film which was directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. He previously worked as an editor and production designer on the original Halloween, and this was his first. This was his directorial debut. The screenplay was written by Nigel Neal. He's a renowned British screenwriter known for his science fiction and horror work. I believe this movie had about a $4 or $5 million budget and grossed about 15. So it wasn't too bad as far as it didn't tank at the box office. It made its money back. But the decision to exclude Michael Myers from the film was a huge source of controversy and disappointment for many fans who expected another installment with Michael being, the main character. Both Carpenter and Hill believed that keeping Myers as the main antagonist would eventually lead to creative stagnation, and they wanted to explore a new concept within the Halloween universe, which this movie does show up in the later trilogy of Halloween, which was done by Blumhouse. The masks do reappear. So there it does tie into a later storyline. I just don't think when they first made it, this wasn't intended to be focused on Michael Myers. Other than, again, they showed the trailer for Halloween on the TV in the bar. But again, this is a full, movie in and within itself. It's not really focused on Mr. Myers. Like I said, we've touched on casting. Tom Atkins played the lead role of Dr. Daniel Chalice. I believe it was just based at him because he was a credible actor. He had done The Fog and Escape from New York. So let's get someone. Let's get a big name, and we'll hope that the reception of this movie is a lot better. Um, and then Dan O'Hurley, who played Cochran, the owner of Silver Shamrock Novelties. So again, the masks that were used were produced by Silver Shamrock. The masks were designed by the film's special effects team and contributed significantly to the eerie atmosphere. And then the scenes where they did the deadly effects of the masks, such as the iconic scene which I talked about with the child's head is turned into insects, was achieved through practical effects. Again, practical effects. The theme of these first few movies, excellent practical effects. And this movie went above and beyond with the practical. I mean, there was some weird stuff, with the lady in the motel getting the laser. That was kind of weird. But yeah, I really believed as a kid that mask was killing that kid. That's about the only thing that I took away as a 6-year-old. John Carpenter did not. He directed, but didn't score the film. He enlisted the services of the composer Alan Horwath. Oh my God, I can't talk today. Alan Howarth, who had worked him on previous projects. His synth-heavy score added to the film's theme, which Michael Myers has got that huge synth wave, and I know a lot of people love that, especially for an 80s horror film. I feel like 80s was synthwave heaven, and you didn't have a successful sounding movie if you didn't use synthwave. And I love it. I love it. I wish movies would continue to use that more. But again, this had a mixed reception, mixed reviews upon the release, and didn't perform well initially as the other previous films, but still made, again, like I said, still made profit. So it made more than what it cost, which is not a bad thing. The movie doesn't have to be a huge success because it did make at those times, 30, 40, 50, $100 million. Like today, if a movie doesn't make $1 billion, it's not a success. Not a success. Not true, people. We gotta lower expectations when it comes to box office. Times are changing. Box office is not like it used to be. Now we got streaming services. If we can see a movie on streaming, even though I prefer going to a movie theater, we're gonna see it on streaming. The standalone approach for this movie didn't continue at all in any Halloween films. And then as Michael Myers returned to the franchise in Halloween 4. Despite the initial criticism of Halloween 3, it's now considered a cult classic and a huge, bold experiment within the genre. So we go from hating it to loving it. And that's with anything in life. We'll probably hate it again, maybe, but that's the cycle. That's the cycle, and we just have to deal with. If we like something, let's not change for. Like never not love this movie. I was disappointing as a kid. When I see movies as an adult, I don't change my opinion because everyone else doesn't like it. Nightmare on Elm Street the remake. Not everyone likes it. Jason X. Not everyone likes it. Were they perfect movies? No. Fantastic films, yes. But we'll touch on Jason and Freddy at a later date. Today we're talking about Halloween 3. So Halloween 3 Season of Witch is a film that broke away from the established formula of the Halloween franchise. offering a unique and atmospheric horror story. Again, it faced backlash. It's gained a lot of traction and recognition as a cult favorite among enthusiasts of horror. Its behind the scenes decisions, including the deviation from Michael Myers, contribute to its intriguing history within the franchise. Again, don't hate the movie. This movie, one, had a decent story. You had decent acting. You had excellent effects. You had excellent sound, cinematography. I would say this movie is better than the trilogy that we just had of Michael Myers. I know it's not saying a lot, but I'm just saying. I would watch Season of the Witch before I watch the trilogy. I don't even want to even talk about that. I won't. I will never. I mean, I like, again. Not saying bad movie. It is what it is. Just not the Michael that I want. It's not my Michael. That's all I'm saying. It's not my Michael. But what do you guys think? What's your thoughts on Halloween 3? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me why. And what's your favorite of the franchise? Drop it in the comments below. Let me know. So again, this is day 6. We still got a long time to go. We got a whole rest of the month. We got a lot of good movies coming up that I haven't touched on yet. Again, I watch these daily. So tomorrow's day 7. Can't tell you what that movie is, but someone's been asking me about it. So check it out. It's coming tomorrow. Just make sure you turn notifications on, like and subscribe, follow on all the platforms. This is going out on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Facebook. Follow me on TikTok. I don't really do Instagram. It's really, I don't know. I won't say what it is, but it's just not good. I tried Threads, and just Threads isn't hopping. So yeah, follow me on Twitter X. All the links are in the description below. Go check out the merch. Oh, before I do go, something I'm doing for this month and beyond. So not just for October and not just for December when I'm doing the 25 days of Christmas horror. If there's a movie that you love or hate, let me know in the comments. Tell me why you love it, why you hate it, and if you can give me a few good reasons as to why you love or don't love it, I'll make a personalized video review of that movie. And it doesn't matter if I've already reviewed it. This is going to be personalized to you and to reasons why you either love or hate it. Shout out your social, shout out your channel. If you got projects coming out, if you're a director, if you're an actor, let me know. It's what I can do to give back to you guys for taking the time to listen to my voice. Because damn, it's hard doing this right now with one eye. I feel like Nick Fury. I feel like Snake Plissken. My left eye is shot, people. I don't understand. It came out of left field. Ha, no pun intended. Left field. Stupid. Anyways, but yeah, I'm willing to do that personalized. And I got one person that I'm doing it for that's coming out this weekend, and I know somebody who was interested in another movie. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna make that video. So I'm gonna have 2 of those videos come out in the next 2 or 3 days, just for them, uh, and their cause and their channel will be supported. Appreciate you guys for commenting and being involved and being active. That means a lot to me. Um, you know, we all go through like a big circle. We could have a good day, then it goes to a bad day, and then a good day, and a bad day, but it always comes back to a good day. It's just like attitudes. You could have a good attitude, a bad attitude, a good attitude, bad attitude, and it's always going to come back to a good attitude. And that's what I've been facing over the past few months. But again, without going into much detail, I've been dealing with a lot of shit as well, personally. So, but olive branch is always there, guys. It's always there. Just if you reach for it, it's extended. And on that note, the video today's video is coming to an end. I hope you guys liked it. Or if you guys hate it, let me know. If you, like I said, either way, I want your opinions in the comments. This is such a intriguing movie to debate, and it's one that can strike up powerful conversations. So yeah, we can either continue the conversation down in the comment section. You can hop over to my Discord, links in the chat. We can discuss it there. Maybe have a viewing of it, and we can talk while we're watching the movie. I want to do those as well. So yeah, but until tomorrow, I want you to make sure you guys go watch a movie. If you get a chance, check out Totally Killer. Watched it last night. Whew. And I'm not just saying it because I love Blumhouse, but such a great movie, a great concept, great characters, great story, original killer. That's what I love. That they're going with original slashers. So yeah, check that out if you can. It's on Amazon Prime. But yeah, go watch a movie and go hug your loved ones. And until tomorrow, DadPooL out. Love you.